what's up, everybody? You are in for a treat tonight. But first, before we move any further, do me a favor and share this post, okay? Share this post. I'm so excited to invite you to this conversation. You are going to learn about the woman and the amazing person behind an amazing brand doing iconic work, okay? I'm your host, PJ Owens, and this is PK's After Dark.
Yay.
Now, I want to introduce you to my good friend, the amazing person behind this brand, Shavonne Shipman.
Hey, PJ.
Hey, you look cute. Come on with your leather and your press. We love it.
Well, I had to at least try to come correct with you around.
Listen,
you
it's
know
what
I
we
mean?
do. It's what we do.
Mhm.
So listen, I've known you for some time, and I've known this amazing work that you are so passionate about, which is so needed. Because there's so many misconceptions about pastors' kids and what you guys do, how y'all are rebels. Now, even if that is true, we don't judge here at the After Dark. We don't judge After Dark. But before we even get into what the organization is about, can you just tell us a little about you? Who is Shavonne?
Wow. Well, thank you. Who am I? I'm just a little girl through and through.
Mhm.
I'm a girly girl. I love people, although I'm one of those introverts that have time limits to people.
Yeah. Yeah. After like the 2-hour mark, you like,
After 2
okay,
hours,
you know.
I need a break.
Yeah.
But I love people. I love seeing people win. And I really just have a passion in my heart to help people
Yeah.
and get folks on the road to healing as much as I possibly can.
Mm.
So that's a little bit of who I am on the inside. I'm a Steelers fan, if anybody wants to
Steelers
know.
fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting.
And I'm also, well, I'm from the Berg.
You
I'm
are.
from the Berg.
I forgot about that.
So no hate on the Eagles, folks.
I just want you to know the tomatoes that you're going to get thrown at you after. But you go ahead. Y'all put tomatoes in the comments right now. If you're from Philly, just put them in there, right?
Y'all can't because we're in Pennsylvania.
You're right.
We support each other.
You're right. But you've been in Philly for a long time,
I
Shavonne.
have.
Now, I'm going to let you slide because this is your show After Dark. Okay, Steelers fan, go ahead.
Yeah, so I love sports.
Okay.
And people don't always think that because they think I'm too prissy to like sports. But I love football. I go crazy over football and basketball. Yeah. And I love hanging with my family. I'm definitely a family person.
For sure.
I love my babies. They're all pretty much grown now, but
they'll always be your babies. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of like who I am.
I love it. So tell us about this organization that you've built. Talk about PK Talkbacks first.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get the name right?
Yes.
PK's Talk about that first. When you started, let's go back to the moment you started. Where did the idea even come from for you to do the PK Talkbacks?
So it's actually an interesting story, I think, because it started out with me just wanting to blog about my experiences.
Okay.
And hopefully she doesn't mind me calling her out, but I wrote something. I wrote like 2 or 3 articles about my past experiences being a kid and really coming into the knowledge of, oh, this is what dad does. And then growing up in the church in that role for all of my life, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just needed to get some stuff out of my head. I was a little frustrated. So I wrote them and sent it to my friend Terry.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, Terry, when you get a moment, can you just read this? Because I think I want to publish it, but I'm not quite sure. But she and her husband read them and they called me right away. It was like late at night too. And she was like, no, Shavonne, you need to put this out there. People need to hear what you have to say. And people can probably relate to your experiences. So I was like, okay. So I created a website, published them. I started a Facebook page and, just uploaded articles. And then somebody I'm not even sure how he followed me, but somehow this person followed me who knows Jerry Wright and said, "Hey, you might want to look at this." And she reached out to me immediately and we set up a phone call. And she said, "Shavonne, this can't just be a blog. You
Mm,
need to create an organization around this." And I was like, "But I don't want to." Like, I really don't want to. And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I feel like I'm not a big enough personality. I don't have a big enough
mm,
voice. Like, who's going to follow me?"
yeah.
Um, and that ended up being quite the conversation. We spent a couple hours on the phone talking. Um,
Let's take a
so,
second there though,
mhm,
because you said you weren't a big enough person or a well-known brand. We all deal with those
mhm,
thoughts. But if you really take a second to think about how many people had that thought, right, and didn't act on what the idea that God may have given to them or downloaded to them,
mhm,
and how that could have changed the trajectory of how we did life, right? On the
mhm,
flip side of that, the people who did have that thought but still did it, like yourself, who are like really curating spaces for people to just be as they become. We need that. So thank you
mhm.
for your yes, number
Thank you
one.
for
Thank you
that.
for your yes for sure. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate that. And I think people who do anything and do it authentically and not
Sure.
for a platform, they're typically going to have that thought because they want to do well, they want to impact people, and they don't just want their name out there.
A
Because
thousand
to be
percent.
honest, I am good working behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You need a volunteer? I
Call
got you.
Shavonne. Baby, I didn't see you work in the concert, you work in the car wash, you work in the church picnic. I've seen you do it all. And you do it with so much grace, and you do it from a place of like 1,000%. You just love serving. And that's one thing that I absolutely admire about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I said yes.
Yeah.
So in 2019, I started an organization with some really good friends. Um, my first crew was like your Tiffany Crofts,
Okay.
Paulette Solomon, my sister Pam, and some others, Andrew Granum. I'll hit all of them up because I'm throwing all their names out there. Keith Reed
Mm-hmm.
was a part, and they were a really good crew. Um, and then we did a couple of things. Like I remember during the pandemic, we did a virtual conference. We had
Mm-hmm.
people from across the country Zoom in.
Love that.
Um, it was great. We had great conversations. And my whole thing is not just with the organization, I don't want to just have a conversation.
Sure.
I think identifying what the issue is and calling it out gives us power to get on the road to healing.
Yeah.
So, my whole thing around doing this organization is not calling out our parents, not downing the church, not saying that being part of a pastoral family sucks, although sometimes it might feel like
Yeah.
that.
It's honest.
Um, but identify and then let's get some closure to it. Let's
Sure.
get to the root to healing. So once I established the organization, I connected with a pastor who is a licensed counselor. He's now in Louisiana. Um, and he helps me connect people with counseling.
Nice.
So that is a huge part of what I have been doing, even, while I've been kind of on my own journey.
Sure.
If people reach out, then I'm connecting them with the appropriate people to get the help they need.
Sure, sure. So before we dive back into some more of your story of how you got to the organization and what it
Mhm,
is, tell us about, just give us a brief synopsis of what the PK's Talkback was
mhm.
versus what Envision U is.
Got you. So the PK's Talkback was um, an organization, pretty much what I've explained now. With Envision U, the basis is still the same.
Sure.
The only difference is, for me, is we're going to expand on what we built before. Um, so eventually, we're going to look at the entire pastoral family and not just the kids.
Mm.
We are concentrating on the children of all ages, regardless of your denomination, regardless of your age, regardless of your race. So we are still focusing there first.
Sure.
We want to establish and get the programming going first, and then we'll look at the pastor's wife. Because my own journey
Yeah.
definitely exposed the need for a safe place for pastors' wives. And while I know the national convention, our state conventions, and all of that have a pastors' wives organization as a part of it, I don't know if they will get as granular as I have a vision
Of
of getting
course.
for pastors' wives.
So tell us about your journey
Mm.
as a PK. I'm sure it was not all great. I'm sure. So I don't like that because yeah, let's do that again. So tell us about your journey of being a PK. I know you have amazing parents. Shout out to your amazing parents, but just talk about that journey of you being the child of a pastor and your siblings as well. Like I'm sure that had a dynamic attached to that as well. So let's talk about that.
Yes, I'm gonna look at this camera right here and shout out the Robert V. Shipman Sr.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
We love him.
He's an amazing person. And my mom, Yvonne A. Shipman,
Yes.
who went home to be with the Lord in 2014. I have a brother and a sister. They're both older, so I'm the youngest. And I think our journeys are slightly different. And that's one thing that I'll call out because we talked about the organization. I don't want the impression that all of us have had a bad time or all of us have had a good time, right? All of us have had different experiences. My aim is whatever the experience, let's support each other.
Yes.
Let's network with each other and let's help each other get on the road to healing. So just wanted to call that out. And that came back to me because I was talking about my brother and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
But for me as a PK, I've always been introverted. As a kid, I was super shy, super shy. But growing up with a dad who traveled a lot to do revivals and whatnot, we were his traveling choir.
Wow.
So
Okay.
me, Pam, and BJ would be the ones up there, and sometimes my mom would get up there and sing with us too. But if dad was out, we were singing. So yeah, I thought I was Tremaine Hawkins at age 3.
Come on, Tremaine.
I really did. I am not, but I wanted to be her. And then when CeCe Winans came out, I wanted to be CeCe. But always love to sing. My family to this day, if we're all together, somebody's singing. Yeah. So
just from what you just said about
yeah,
you
because
putting
when
on
you
that
put
mask,
the mask
that's
on,
wow.
you put on the mask and you're with the group
Yeah.
at that point. You
Ooh.
know what I mean? So
You're
it's
not
like
singled out.
I'm not singled out.
Yeah.
We're together and we're doing this ministry together. And then it was so freeing for me.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, that was so freeing. And shout out to Pastor John Davidson in Pittsburgh, who helped put gospel mime on the map the way we know it today. He is amazing and he's still out there doing the thing. But I'm definitely thankful for Pastor Davidson and my dad for giving us this space to have that creative ministry. As a kid, I don't think people realize how much we pick up. We're not dumb. We're young.
At all.
We're young, but we're dumb.
It.
And we remember it.
Some stuff never leaves.
Yep. And I don't think people realize the things that they say when they think they're by themselves in their little circles. And some people are very bold. Some people want you to hear their commentary. And that helped me to stay behind the curtains longer. It wasn't until PJ, I was probably in my 30s before I really felt
Mm.
like I could be
Wow.
everything that I am. And it wasn't until I went through my harrowing journeys, first with the loss of my mom, and
Mm-hmm.
then, with my marriage,
Mm-hmm.
um, and everything else that came with it. I don't think I got to this big age and really said, "Oh, this is me."
Wow. Wow.
Like it's kind of crazy,
But that's
but
real.
it's for real for me. And I've seen like specks of myself trying to come out,
Yeah.
but in the church world, I really could not be. It wasn't until I'll go back probably my early 20s when people in corporate America could actually see who I was and what I was capable of.
Wow.
And there were certain women there who took interest in me and groomed me and mentored me on the job. Um, and that's when I really began to see, oh, this is how people outside of my normal circles actually see me. That's kind of when I'm like, oh, there's more
Yeah.
because this circle over here sees this circle over here sees that.
And that's how it, unfortunately, we see that a lot. Like
Mhm.
we have to, our home may see a version of us, or they may only see us as that little kid, or they'll, how can I say it? They will keep us where they met us,
Mhm.
right?
That's true.
They'll keep us
Yes.
where they met us, and they
Yes.
don't honor our evolution or honor who we are evolving, into. And the people at work, they'll honor it.
Mhm.
Some of our friends, depending on where and when they met us, they'll honor it. But the people who we want the most attention from sometimes will only see us where they met us.
Yeah. And it was a little bit difficult for me to deal with
Yeah.
because now I'm reconciling, or at least trying to reconcile, why can't they see all of me?
Yeah.
And is what I believe about myself valid?
True.
Because when you're in the church, especially the Black church,
Hmm.
we really consider each other family.
Yeah.
So when half of your family can't see all of who you are, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hits you
It
here.
does. But what I've also learned is, and this is just an unfortunate truth, and this is not specific to anyone's family,
Hmm.
of one person's family. A lot of times we want to be seen whole from people who don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So we're expecting something that they don't even comprehend a lot of times. And we don't know that at that time because
Hmm.
we're just like, see me, hey, I did this. Like we look for that validation, those words of affirmation, those love languages, right?
Hmm.
From our families. But sometimes when they don't know who they are,
Yep.
that it's impossible for them to give us what we require as well. So I've learned that, to your point,
Hmm.
as I've gotten older. It may happen at home, but it may not happen with the group of friends that we've had, or it's just an unfortunate truth.
Yep. That's so true. And for me, I learned not to go back and tell them what I've accomplished.
That part.
Like, it's not going to be celebrated.
Yep.
I don't need it to be
Yep.
celebrated. You know what I mean? So there's certain certifications that I've gotten, certain promotions that I've gotten, certain opportunities for speaking that I've had, and I would just keep it. Like I would tell
Wow.
my immediate family,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Pam or BJ,
Yep.
this happened and I'm so excited." And no, they would celebrate it, but I wouldn't take it outside of there. Like
Sure.
I don't post it on social media. Like I don't stand up and testify in church.
Yeah. Come on,
None of it.
testimony. Bring back. Where's my camera? Bring back test. Don't bring back testimony service, because people, they don't know what to say. They don't know. Just don't bring it back.
Don't bring
It was
testimony
good
service
while it lasted, but you always had just one person that just, they like pull her coattail, pull his coat, pull Deacon Johnson's coattail because he don't know what he's talking about. But no, I honestly, I get that in that space that you're in, and kudos to you for even acknowledging that there was more and
Mm.
having the emotional intelligence to know what to share and what not to share. And you've heard me say this all the time, whether it's family or not, I tell everybody, don't share your global ideas with vocal
Mm.
minded people. Sometimes that's our families. Sometimes those are the people closest to us. Hey, but we have to protect what we have because if depending on the season we're in, we can be very vulnerable. We can be
Yeah.
very sensitive, right? And when we
Yeah.
say those things, and we'll get a response that we don't like, that could sometimes discourage us from moving forward. We don't need that. So sometimes you got to just know when to gauge and what to share.
Yep.
That's just it.
100%. Yeah. It's a hard lesson,
Yeah,
but it's one that has to be learned. And the thing is, that's transferable
for
everywhere.
sure. For sure.
Everywhere. Um, Protect your peace.
Protect your peace, no matter who it offends.
Yeah, and that's
That's the thing.
hard.
It is hard.
Yes.
Because we don't want to offend, but if it comes at the expense of my peace, we got to get to a point where we're like, we don't care.
Yep.
We just
Yep.
don't care.
100%.
So I'm sure you've seen a lot, right? You've experienced a lot. You've seen a lot at home. You've seen a lot in church. You've seen how people have um, kind of come at your parents. I'm sure you've seen a lot and you've had to internalize those things. How have you handled or prioritized
Ooh.
your mental health in those moments or as an adult? Like, do you believe in prayer and therapy? Like all of those things. How have you prioritized your mental health?
Oh my gosh. That is a great question. I have not always prioritized
Sure.
my mental health. And I think that one of the reasons why I want to have this space for PKs is for those who were like me or are like me. Um, no, you got to prioritize it. It wasn't until, you know what? I won't even say that. I'll go back further.
Okay.
When my mom passed
Mm,
back in 2014, um, oh my gosh, that was quite the experience
mm,
because almost immediately after, because we had two services for mom. We had one here in Philly and we buried her in Pittsburgh. And once all of that was done, my dad got ill. His back went totally out.
wow.
And trying to manage grieving mom and making sure that dad had what he needed
That's a lot.
for the three of us, we were like, oh my
That's
gosh.
a lot.
Because I don't really think we all had a true opportunity to grieve because while he was in recovery,
Yeah.
we were still doing what we were doing at church.
The work never
The
stops.
work never stops. So all of us have 9 to 5s. All of us had some sort of a responsibility at church, and all of us were looking out for dad. And whew,
Wow.
I don't think it was probably until 2022, 2023 when I actually was able to process everything. And that was the time at which I got therapy. So, a good 8 years at least, not
Wow.
processing. And not to say because you constantly think,
Yeah.
you know, I'm always thinking about my mom. I'm always thinking about something crazy she said or
Mm-hmm.
did. Um, so it's that part and you miss her. There's still times I'm like, dang, I wish I could pick up the phone and call
1000%.
mom and ask her how I should deal with this one or this person.
Yeah.
Um, so you're always going through that, but to actually sift through the layers of emotions that you feel, I didn't even get a chance to really do that.
Yep.
Um, but I would encourage people, don't do it like I did
Yeah.
it. I will say, when I went back to work after mom passed, we have employee assistance, right, through our
Hmm.
healthcare. And I remember sitting at my desk and I would just cry out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, I need to call somebody
Sure.
right now. And I was just like, I just want to know if I'm crazy because I'm sitting at my desk and out of nowhere, I'm
No,
sobbing.
that's real.
Like, am I okay? I just need validation. And making that phone call probably saved me from
Absolutely.
a lot, or doing a lot to
Sure.
myself. You know what I mean? So just having that vulnerable place in being able to speak with someone that says, no, you're not crazy. I'm glad you called because it means that you are aware.
Yes.
And I need you to always be aware of how you feel.
Yes.
I wasn't getting that. And as much, and I hope no one is offended by my saying this, as much as I love my church, I was not getting that from them.
Yep.
Right? Um, it was like, if I'm coming in looking sad, you got to leave your burdens at the door and give the sacrifice of praise. That's not the message. Even if you don't feel what another person is feeling, it is important to let people know that what they are feeling is valid,
Yeah.
and then lovingly show them
Yes.
the way, right? But we have to give space for people to feel.
Yes.
And if church is supposed to be a safe place, then people should feel safe coming with everything that they are.
Yeah.
Um, and leaving it out at the altar. I'm not saying don't pray. Absolutely do that. If you need to lay prostrate
Sure. Sure.
at the altar, do that, right? But we have to give people space to feel what they feel so they can allow the Holy Spirit's healing
Yes.
in that part,
Yes.
right?
And be okay with knowing that we need both
We
experiences.
need both.
We need both. We need the spiritual alignment. We need the spiritual reassurance. We need the spiritual purging. We need all of those things. We need the
Mhm.
prayer, the fasting, but we also need to sit on the couch
We do.
and talk to
We
somebody.
do.
We need to sit on the couch and talk to a counselor, talk to a professional, not just our friends. Because I
Mhm.
do believe that friendship therapy sessions can help too.
Yeah.
But I think it's all encompassing. But we weren't taught to do these things.
Right.
We weren't taught. And what I do love is that today in a lot of ministries they have grief counseling, and they
Mhm.
have small groups for grieving, for widows and things like that. Like those things are needed.
Yeah.
They are needed. So I'm glad that we've shifted from just identifying problems to some solutions, which I'm sure you include in your organization as well. But I love that you're being transparent about just what you didn't get. And a lot of
Mhm.
times when we see the lack, we fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what you've done.
Yep. Yep. And hugs are great. Like, hugs are healthy.
Sure.
So I need people to hug. um, but you also, just as much as we don't want to invalidate how people feel,
Yeah.
you also don't want to think that the only thing to do is cry. You need everything.
You need everything.
It's not either or, it's both and.
Yeah.
You need all of the things. And also, I was going to talk about huggers.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't mind hugging, but sometimes, like, hugs make me uncomfortable.
Maybe a little too close.
Get a little too
A little too
close.
holy huggish.
Yeah. But yeah, probably the best thing I ever did for myself was to get therapy.
Sure.
The best thing.
And how did those things and those moments affect like your personal life, even just beyond your mental health, beyond you serving in church? Like, how was your personal life impacted by that? Because I would think that being in that space of being a PK and the pressures that are on you, that are just imposed without your permission, the perceptions, the misconceptions, and we'll get into that. But tell me, like, how did that impact your personal life? Number one.
So before I was married, I didn't have much of a personal life.
Okay.
So I dated but not very much.
Ooh, how was that? Let's sit here for a second.
I honestly
You ain't date a
didn't
lot.
date a lot.
Got you.
Um,
Did you feel like you needed permission to do that? Were you uncomfortable?
no,
You just wasn't finding nobody you was feeling.
I just wasn't finding people I was
Because
feeling.
the people is crazy.
The people are
Mhm.
bunkers.
We get it. Ain't much better today.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
but I totally understand it.
But I really didn't date a lot. And then the people who may have shown a little bit of interest
Mhm.
were scared of my 6'4.5" dad.
That part.
Um
Even though he's so nice.
he is a teddy bear.
He's so nice.
Don't y'all tell him I said that.
He's so nice.
He's a teddy bear.
But looking from the outside in, it's just like, yeah, he gonna beat me up if I do wrong. Yeah.
He don't play about his kids.
He don't play about his kids.
That's the thing. He don't play about his kids. But yeah, I really didn't date much. And also I loved spending time at church. So
yeah, me too.
Growing up, I was always involved in the summer programs, the reading programs I was volunteering at, singing, miming, like doing all the things. And I love Christian education to this day. So I got involved in the Partners in Christ ministry there to help disciple new believers.
Okay.
Love doing that. So I was doing all the things. So me not dating was okay for me. People said that I was picky. And I'll own that. I feel like fine. I have the right.
Without a doubt.
Right? I have the right to be picky. So
but that's also how you were raised with standards.
Yeah.
So
there's that.
Yeah. So sometimes what people consider picky is actually a standard.
Yep.
Just saying.
And the whole
get some
thing,
standards.
Get standards. And my whole thing is, as a grown woman, right? I have a job.
Yeah.
I pay my bills. I have a vehicle. And when I want to go out to eat, I can go out to eat. I don't have to have a person to do that for me, right? So when people say, just go out and get that free meal, I don't need their free meal, right?
Right.
So, yeah, to this day, you can tell that I'm still very much
this person. Is a part two. That I feel a part two brewing with just this, because this is important. I think it's important for people to explore and date and have friends. People don't have friends. Yeah. Shavonne. People don't have friends. They stay within these circles that they've outgrown, right? They hold on to people and places that have already let go of them, and we don't experience true evolution that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think people should have different circles that they're involved in. I was just saying this to someone recently. Explore your interests.
Yes.
And not just have like this circle as your soul circle.
Yes.
Right. So I have people that I work with. We periodically get together and go out to lunch. I have people who have the same interests in community service. I have people who are involved in church and people who are singers. And, just kind of like flex your muscles in those
holistic circle. Yes.
Because that's where you're going to meet the people that interest you most, right? Now, I will also say that I am not an explorative dater. I'm just not. For a number of reasons.
Okay.
At my big age, I don't have time for nonsense. So, and the other thing too is I am very sensitive to what my gut and what the spirit is telling me. I am very sensitive to that. So, I know we'll backtrack into this, but I've had people express interest in me to date, and there were big red flags.
Red flags.
Oh, I'm glad you think that of me. No. And then there was a time when I said, okay, maybe I am being too picky,
Yeah, we all had the
right?
moments. Try
Maybe,
to let your guard down a little
yeah,
bit. Nope.
right. So I let my guard down a little bit, right? And there weren't any red flags because when I make a decision, I promise you, I've thought about it
Sure,
12,375
sure.
times, right?
Very calculated. We may or may not have that in common. Hmm.
So I thought about it and I was like, okay, I don't see any big red flags. Seems nice. Let's see what happens. And I was like, girl, no.
Yeah.
Because it turned out the person was absolutely nuts. And I was just like, okay, no.
Yeah.
So
And
I have
people
to,
often think like just because you're a PK, that automatically means that you're going to become a first lady. And it's like all of these things, and you like, I'm going the complete opposite route. Like that's not for me. But I love that you are a person with your own mind who is able to say, like, no, that's not,
Mhm,
we're not going down that path. Like I know who I am
mhm.
and I know who I am in him. It may have taken some time, but you figured that out.
Yeah, yeah. It's important to figure that out.
Yeah.
It's important to figure
But
that
some
out.
people never do. And
Yeah,
that's the scary
it
part. That's
is.
scary.
And dangerous.
Scary.
It's scary
Mm-mm.
and it's dangerous. Especially when you're, unfortunately, we have unscrupulous people out here
Yeah.
in these streets. And so you have to learn how to put healthy boundaries up.
Yes.
You have to have set parameters in your mind
Yes.
and communicate them. And if they won't go there with you, then
Yeah.
they out.
They out.
They have to be
They
out.
out.
Um, but yeah, that's one thing that I would tell anybody, male or female.
Sure.
Have healthy boundaries and stick to them. And when your spirit is telling you no, listen to
Listen
that
to it.
no.
Listen to it.
Because especially in today's age,
Yeah.
you can come up missing. Nah, you
Missing in a
you
million little pieces. And we
yes,
don't want that to happen to the people.
at all. So pay attention to what your heart and your spirit is telling you.
Sure.
Like they're giving you indicators.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Sure. So you dated a little bit.
Mhm.
So did you ever find a moment where you was like, okay, you know what, we're gonna land here and make this home?
Yeah. So um when I met my ex-husband,
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting. That really was an interesting moment because when I actually met him, I
Mm-hmm.
was fussing. Literally fussing.
Shavonne, you a fusser?
I fuss sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
With a
fuss.
smile? I would love to see you mad. I'm
No,
serious. I want to see you mad because I just feel like you'd be like, stop, please. No, I want to see you mad. Like, do you throw stuff? Are you destructive?
I'm not destructive.
You be smiling, see?
I don't
You
smile
don't
all the
smile.
time. So actually, PJ, it's funny. One of my coworkers told me that I have different types of laughs.
Uh-oh.
I have the laughs when I'm like really tickled,
Mm-hmm.
like something's really hilarious. And then I have the "Are you stupid?" laugh.
Uh-oh.
And then I have the "Oh, you
The
about to
crazy
catch
laugh.
it."
The crazy laugh.
I did not realize that until my coworker, maybe about 10 years ago, said that. And then I said it to my niece and nephew, and Courtney is like, "Oh yeah, Auntie, you
They
definitely have
knew.
an angry laugh."
But why wouldn't they tell you this?
I know.
Yeah,
I never even realized
yeah.
I was laughing before I was about to throw a punch. Like,
Oh, ooh. So you that kind of, okay, I'm getting it. I didn't
I
know
didn't
this about
realize.
you. Okay.
No, I try not to get there. One thing that I am very thankful about is when I met the Lord, one of the things he dealt with first was my temper, because I was extremely temperamental. A lot of that was a defense mechanism, though.
Sure.
I recognize that looking back.
Sure.
I felt like nobody was going to look out for me. I mean, I don't mean that from
No,
my
I get it.
parents, my sibling side, but if I was out in these streets, I had to take care of me, right? So I wanted to make sure people knew they couldn't just run game.
See, I'm a little different. See, let me explain something to you.
Tell me about it.
Because I feel like Some of that stuff I don't ever want to leave. Some of that stuff you got to keep. I just think it needs to be put in a healthy compartment. Let's compartmentalize that in a healthy way. But I think that fight and that grit and that you can't play with me, that ain't never going nowhere.
Oh, that's not going
That ain't never going nowhere. We ain't never letting that leave because we ain't never letting that leave.
No, I think what I mean is like when I was a kid, you do one little thing, I was blowing up.
You was that kid?
I was that kid. I was like that quiet ticking time bomb.
And when it went boom.
And when it went boom, it went boom.
It went boom. Got it.
The boom boomed.
The boom boomed.
For sure. For sure.
Wow.
But that was the first thing that he dealt with me on.
Okay.
Like, yeah, protect yourself.
Sure.
But you don't have to like blow up every single time.
So you met him, you was fussing.
Yeah, I met Daryl, I was fussing. And then my mom played matchmaker.
Really?
Yeah. And then, yeah, I want to say about 2 years later, we got married.
Wow.
Maybe a year or two later, we got married. Yep.
Okay.
And that was quite the experience. He was there through a lot of craziness, especially when my mom passed.
Okay.
And when I talked about my dad having back issues after my mom passed away, he stepped in and did a lot for my dad in terms of preaching and teaching Bible studies and stuff like that.
So he was in ministry too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So when I met Daryl, he was already ordained, but he was not pastoring. He actually planted a church a few years into our marriage.
Wow.
So kind of like in the early years of our marriage, he planted in his hometown.
Wow. So you became a first lady?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So how did you reconcile within yourself? Did you feel like that was just a natural progression? Was it something that you fought or bucked up against? Or did you feel like, you know what? Like, this just is what it is because I love him and I'm going to support him?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Without getting into nitty-gritty details.
Sure.
I had concerns that I expressed. And yeah, we did a little bit of fussing about it. And he planted regardless. And eventually, so what ended up happening was every weekend he would travel.
Okay.
And I would be home working. And did that for at least a decade. At least.
Wow.
And that was kind of hard because one thing I don't know that everybody thinks about is when you're planting a ministry, it's a full body experience, right?
Facts.
Emotionally, mentally, physically, especially when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Financially. And the other thing I think people should think about is when you're entering into a marriage, any decisions that you're making is not just about you, even if you don't have children, right? Like we weren't blessed to have kids within our marriage. But that being said, there's still an impact on the spouse in a lot of different ways. And I don't know that people truly count that cost. And counting the cost, I'm not saying will prevent you from doing it, but you're going in there aware, right? I think there should be, yes, faith, but also Jesus says, you don't really build a house without first counting the cost, right?
Yeah.
So again, both and, you don't discard one for the other. There has to be harmony.
Sure.
So yeah, that was very difficult. But we eventually, hit a stride. Um, and, I played a role
Mm.
in ministry and still connected to people there to this day. So,
Wow. So let's dive there for a
mhm,
second. You playing a role
mhm,
because you mentioned roles have been like a common theme throughout our conversation today. You made mention of you putting on the mask,
mm.
and now you're talking about playing a role. In that role, did you feel like it was like an outer body kind of experience? Like, did you feel like, no, this is who I am or a part of who I am because I grew up in ministry? Or did you feel like you had to now become someone else outside of who you were?
Got you. No, I thought it was pretty natural
Okay,
for me because I was able to do things that I liked to
sure.
do.
And you were used to
Especially,
that culture. You were
yeah,
used to it. Yeah.
yeah, especially around leadership development. Like I
Yeah.
can talk about that all day, every
Mm-hmm.
day, all day. Um, and I have very particular thoughts about how leadership roles can be better efficient in
Yes.
ministry.
Yes.
Um, so there's that. So I liked that part
Okay.
and I liked developing that curriculum. Um, the other side of that too is mentorship, which if you talk to me for like 10 minutes, you're going to hear
It's
me
gonna
bring up
happen.
something about
Yeah.
mentorship. And that's another thing that I was able to do and thought was really important. Um, because when people come into our congregations, you have kind of like your new members orientation. Um, yes, we talk about what it means to be a disciple. We talk about what it means to be a part of that local body.
Sure.
But what happens after the right hand of fellowship?
What's this? Where am I going? Where do I fit here?
Where do I fit here?
Yeah.
But what does that mean about my life outside of here?
Yeah.
So being able to mentor people um, and become a part of their lives is actually a privilege. And I spend a lot of time doing that.
Okay.
And it's one of my loves because I need people to be able to integrate faith life, career life, dating life, all of it, because God is concerned about all
All
of
of
it.
it for sure.
There is not one little piece of you that He's not concerned
I
about.
love that.
Um, so I spend a lot of time around either being mentored or being a mentor.
Yeah.
So that was a privilege that I had to do as part of the ministry there too.
Okay. Yeah, I love that perspective when it comes to roles. So you were in ministry for a while. Was there ever a time where you blamed ministry or where you blamed the calling on your life? And this is again, we after dark, so
Hmm.
this is sometimes we get upset, like, God, why would you bless me or curse me with this blessing? Or why would you give me this gift if it was going to end up this way? Or like, did you ever have those kind of thoughts that got you to a certain point? Or like, what were some of your most darkest moments that you actually like got through?
Oh man. So one of the darkest moments I've gotten through outside of losing my mom,
Yeah.
is losing my marriage.
Yeah.
Um, I did not blame ministry
Okay. Okay.
for that. You see me trying to be PC over here, right?
Sure.
Uh,
But which laugh was that? Now I'm nervous because I don't know what should I go over there and duck.
no, you good. You're
Okay.
good. Um, unfortunately, um, I think we just make bad decisions,
Sure.
right? So I don't blame ministry. I blame decision making, poor decision
Mm,
making, poor prioritization. Um, when, and I'm saying that for the entire family,
sure.
right? The
Sure.
whole entire pastoral family, starting with the head, I believe. should have clear priorities as to where things fall.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of people that I know feel like the family should fall in line behind ministry. And that has, I'm cracking up at your face.
Because you're right.
That has such
It
impact
does.
on everybody. Everybody. And the thought is on the outside, this is what y'all signed up for. Y'all didn't sign up for nothing, right? It was not y'all.
Was y'all.
Whoever is in that pastoral role agreed with the Lord to do that ministry. And the thought that you need to have thick skin, the thought that the people own you, like you just have to take whatever I say, the thought that regardless of what you think, it's not your role to say XYZ.
Yeah.
You just need to do whatever your dad says or whatever your husband says or whatever your mom says, whatever your wife says, whatever, whoever is in that role. And effectively what you do is put a muzzle on the rest of the family.
That's exactly what happens.
And that is not healthy.
There comes resentment. There comes all of these other things that will attach itself to those moments. And I also just want to say this. I'm so glad I was never PK. I just want to say that. My parents, I love them to death because God knew who to put in that position. I'm telling you, I would have. I'm just glad.
Everybody has their own reactions.
Sure,
right?
sure.
But here's what I want to say, because I spoke with a person and they said, I hear what you're saying, Shavonne, but you know, my whole thing was I did whatever I wanted to do.
Right,
Nobody
right.
could
No,
tell
sure,
me
sure.
what to do, when to do it. I did my own thing. That's still a response.
Still a response.
That is still a response.
Still a response. Yeah. Yeah.
So whether you were like me and you tried to fade into a wall, or whether you decided to make yourself bigger and be boisterous.
Yeah. Or it become a part of your marriage. Like that's still a part of the response.
It is a response.
Wow.
So yeah, I think there were a lot of things that happened in my marriage that I allowed. And I'm going to caveat here because thank God the Lord allowed he and I to still maintain a friendship.
We love that.
It's one of the things that I absolutely prayed for, because I didn't want either one of us to go into the next phase of our lives with bitterness,
of course,
or hatred, or this fracture that we could not overcome.
But that's maturity too.
It's the Lord.
Yeah.
I thank God for that so much. So I'm saying what I'm saying with the thought in mind that I will never say he's a bad guy. I would never say anything negative about him. Unless I said it to his face.
Of course. But that speaks to your character and to your integrity, right? Because we don't need to know the ins and outs and the details. And, some people are newsy. And we don't need to know all of that stuff, right? But what would you say, because this is shunned upon, and we know people, we've been in church our whole life, and we've sat through experiences and messages where they say, no, you stick it in no matter what, for better or for worse. We hear all of that, right? But the reality is sometimes this happens. So what would you say? And then we're going to switch back to learning more about the organization, because I just wanted people to get to know you, like the person behind the amazing brand that you're building. But what would you say to someone, the man, the woman, who's on the verge, the cusp of divorce, right? Being in ministry, and it's not specific to being a first lady or a pastor. This could be the people over the children's ministry. This could
Yep.
be the academic. This could be whoever. But what would you say to them, like an honest perspective, um, of or advice rather? What would you say to them who are, exploring that moment?
Yeah. Seek counsel.
Yeah,
For me, um, I thank God for my dad.
yeah.
Because he was there. He was the person I spoke with
Wow.
first. Because I had major questions about what this meant spiritually. Um, was I thinking about things right? And then I got therapy,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So,
important.
a person that has sound spiritual doctrine, I know we hate that word doctrine
Yeah,
nowadays, but it's what we believe, it's what we're taught. You need doctrine. We're indoctrinated all the time, but you need somebody with wise counsel.
sound for sure.
Yep, you need somebody with wise counsel and sound doctrine. And like I said, therapy. Because that is not anything to take lightly.
Yeah,
And anybody who knows me well knows that I love family, and family is extremely important to me.
absolutely.
It's number one, family.
Yeah,
And people who I've adopted into my
and
family.
extended family.
Yes.
Extended.
Always my first priority,
Yeah,
right? And so having to walk this path was not easy for me. So, there had to have been something, right? And so I just, first of all, nobody enters a marriage with an exit plan.
of
Yeah.
course.
Nobody with good sense, I should
Right,
say,
right.
enters a marriage with an exit plan.
Yeah,
And so I would have never thought that I would be sitting here talking
talking
about,
about this now. Yeah,
um, but um, if you are exploring it, take it very seriously.
sure.
For me, it felt like death,
Which
right?
it was in a sense.
It did feel like death
Yeah.
for me. And you asked me like the lowest low
Mm-hmm.
that was it. Um, whew, the
Mm-hmm.
nights where I thought like I could walk into an ocean and I can't swim, nobody would think seconds
Mm-hmm.
about me. I could just be gone and nobody would care.
Wow.
Um, so like all of these
Thoughts,
the
feelings.
headspace,
Ooh, yeah.
it's not something that I would just lightly tell somebody, yeah, go through this,
Yeah.
do it. If you are in a difficult spot and you know that you can't stay, then do whatever you need to do. But it's not something that you just, today, I think I'm going to get a divorce.
Yeah. And
It
seek
doesn't happen like
counsel.
that. You
Wise
have to seek
counsel.
counsel.
Yeah. No, that's important.
You have to seek counsel.
That's important.
Um, and I learned so much going through it because I realized, I think this is where I was going a little bit earlier. I allowed myself to be diminished.
Mm-mm.
Um, Not that he ever came out and said, you're not this, you're not
Sure.
that, right? But it was a natural progression
Mm.
over a period of years. And then I'm like, wait, I'm literally in my counseling session, PJ, and I'm like, wait, how did I allow this to happen to me?
Yeah. Because we're so busy just doing.
Just doing.
Just doing all of the
Yep.
things to try to maintain and survive and make sure that you're good, that we don't even realize when we become unrecognizable.
Yep.
We won't realize that
And I'm like, this is not who Shavonne Shipman raised me to be.
at all.
And I'm like, wait.
But the knowing, I'm just so glad that you had that knowing. So many people don't have that thing.
But counsel,
Helped.
yes,
Sure.
it helped me to unpack a lot to get to the place where, like, whoa, hold up.
Sure.
Like, yeah, that's not, why'd you allow that to happen?
Wow.
And I will say this too, because and he and I talk about it all the time when we're so he and I talk about this all the time. When you go into therapy, it's not about the other person. It's about you.
Sure.
And so all of the work that I did was internal work for
Yeah.
me. Who am I now? Right?
Yes.
Um, who do I want to be?
Yeah.
And kind of rediscovering who I was. But one of the things that I remember saying to her in one of my sessions was, I don't necessarily want to go back to the person I was before marriage because I learned so much.
That's so
I
important.
grew so much. And while I had some difficult times, I'm probably the person that I would not have been if I had not experienced
Yeah.
some things. But how do I better steward who the Lord has made me to be?
Yes.
Right? So I never want to play the blame game. I
Yeah.
am not going to help you play the blame game.
Sure.
I'm just not going to do that. But when you go and you get the counsel, you dig into you.
Yeah.
So why are you even making this decision? Like, why are you exploring this? Um, and where do you think you're getting to next? Because one thing that my dad told me and my counselor told me is when you begin to walk this journey, it's not as easy as you think it's going to be. And I'm like, I didn't think it was going to be easy in the first place.
Yeah.
But I did not anticipate
That.
the headspace
Yeah.
that I ended up in. And at the time, I was experiencing a lot of change in my life at once.
Sure.
And I am so glad that the Lord led me to the counselor that I have today because she is a woman, she's a believer, and she's a minister. So I didn't have to explain to her
All the
church
things.
politics
Sure. She got it.
or
She
anything around.
understood.
Like she
Yeah.
understood everything. Like I could say something once and she's like, ah,
Sure.
got you.
Sure. No, that's
So
really good.
I'm definitely glad that I was led to her. And I'm 3 years removed now, right?
Okay.
I'm still in counseling every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
It's a constant rebuilding.
It's a constant rebuilding, but also I feel like now I'm in maintenance mode,
Okay.
right? So not that, and I've had some changes happen over the past few months, just career wise,
Sure.
but I'm better able to handle that now because I mean, PJ, I had to take a leave of absence from work.
Yeah.
Everything that was happening internally to me was having physical manifestations.
Yep.
And that's the other thing that I want people to be very aware of. Pay attention to how you feel.
How your body is reacting
Your
to all this stuff.
body, your mind,
Yeah.
in everything. Pay attention because it's an indicator. If you have heart palpitations, it's telling you something.
It's telling you
If
something.
your blood pressure is skyrocketing, it's telling you something.
Yeah.
If you have anxiety, it's telling you something. And we have gotten so good at managing the symptoms
Yeah.
that we're not getting to the heart of the matter.
That part. That part.
And my imploring to people who are listening is pay attention,
Yeah.
not just to the symptoms. What's happening on the inside here?
Yes.
Because for me, it was, I was tired all the time, but I wasn't getting any sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my appetite. I had blood work done and my numbers were crazy.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, do you want to take medication? No. What we're going to do is change my diet. Right?
Yeah.
So I had to, and I asked her about one level specifically, how can I manage this, from a food? Is there anything I can do? No, you just have to kind of let it work itself out. And I'm like, I can't
I
accept
can't
that.
accept that.
So I went and I researched and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, my diet has to change. And I felt my energy go up.
Shoot up. Wow.
Like pay attention to your body, pay attention to what you're thinking. Like literally pay attention to all of that.
Yeah.
Be self-aware on every level.
No, I love
It's
that.
so important.
I love that. No, that's actually a great segue to my next question. And we're wrapping up. This has been really good. This has been really good. My next question, and you can answer this quickly before we learn more about the organization, how we can support, and all your contact information and everything. What did you have to unlearn for
Hmm.
your next? If there was
Ooh.
one thing that just pops in your mind, what was one thing that you had to unlearn for your next or this version of Shavonne that I'm talking
Stop
to
saying
today?
yes to everything.
Oof.
Stop saying yes all of the time.
Okay.
Be okay disappointing people. And that was a big thing for me. I never wanted to disappoint anyone.
Wow.
And that went into a lot of my decision making
Okay.
over my lifetime.
Sure.
I didn't want to disappoint. But now it's like, be okay with that,
Be okay with it.
because the people who love you are going to love you
Sure.
regardless. And they're
Sure.
going to understand. And even if they don't understand,
That's
they're
okay
going to
too.
give you space.
Yep. That's okay too. No, I love that. I love that. So what do you want our audience to know about Envision U? What do you want them to know? Who is it for? How can we be a part? All of those things. How tell us more about Envision U and how we can connect.
Yes. So Envision U Network is for pastors' kids. Now, I understand, y'all, there are pastors' grandkids, there are pastors' nieces and nephews. The whole family is impacted in some way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
right? But again, we're starting with pastors' children, any age, any denomination, any race. We are here for you. And our core is to be a supportive network,
Yeah.
to give you safety to be your authentic self, right? Um, and you can be a part. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, Envision U Network. Um, and pay attention to things that we have upcoming,
Yeah.
because we'll have more discussions like this, not necessarily with me,
No, we
but
love
with some
that.
other
We love
people.
that.
And um, we just want you to get a part of building,
Sure.
help us build the programming that you need, right? So I can sit here and say, when I grew up, I wish we had this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Or now I wish I had this, that, and the other. But we want to hear from our audience, right? What would you like to see? We know that we want to do virtual programming. We
Mhm.
know we want to do in-person events, which I'm really looking forward
Yeah, we're
to.
excited about those.
I am so excited about that. But we want you to get involved. You can fill out our survey that is on our social media and also on the website. Go to www.envisionunetwork.com and you can find a survey there. And we just ask you a few brief questions just to get an understanding about what you think you need and what you would like to see from an organization like this.
Yeah, and it's really needed. I am all for spaces, like I said earlier, for people to be as they become. And I think this is a
Mm,
great space for a niche and specific group of people who's never had a space to be as they became who they needed to be in their personal life and really just
right.
tap into who God wanted them to be. But again, giving them community. We love community.
Yes.
We love community and
Yes.
we
Yes. Yes.
need community. So I need everybody to go to the website, go to the social media, follow on all platforms, subscribe on YouTube, and stay in touch with Shavonne because Shavonne really is a great person. Like
Oh, thank you.
it's so easy doing things for great people, right? That's just, it's easy to do. You're easy to work with, you're easy to love, you're easy to support, and you're easy to serve. And
Thank
I
you.
think that's important for people to know when you are involved in a network like this, or organization, you want to know the core values and the DNA of the organization, and you never have had an issue with sharing what those things are. So again, please visit the website, social media. What's the website one more time?
www.envisionunetwork.com.
Yes.
And let me say this too, PJ, because some people might balk at getting involved with us.
Sure.
We are not a Christian organization. I am unapologetically, you heard it throughout this interview, I am
Sure.
unapologetically a believer in Jesus Christ, but this is not a church organization.
Right.
And we do not approach this like a church organization. If you talk to my team, they'll tell you, like, we're not doing an annual day, right?
No annual day. We can't wear red and white. No.
That is not the way we organize. And we are being very intentional.
Yeah.
No, intentional.
Yes.
Pardon me.
I like intentional personally. I like that word. The first vocabulary word in the Envision U dictionary. Intentional.
We are very intentional about how we are setting the foundation.
Yes.
Right. So get in on the ground floor with
Yeah.
us. Because we are looking to build and expand and to be present with people.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Give me real quick, where is Envision U in 10 years?
Oh, that is a great question.
I don't want you to overthink it. Just give it what do you see?
I mean, like in my head,
Yep.
I see us in a building, providing $1 million grants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like having these extravagant events where people can just come and decompress. Like the first thing that pops in my head is, and I actually talked to somebody about this. What if we went to a ski resort and we just chilled?
So where do I send my deposit? We're going to Aspen, is what you're saying? Got it. Next, what else?
Like I love the idea of a group of us just going on a trip to decompress and be.
Yes.
Like leave all of the other stuff behind.
Yeah.
And just be us and have a good time. I see networking events because PKs are doing amazing things in the world.
Yeah. Business owners.
I mean, business owners, entertainers. Like we're all over the place.
Yeah.
We are, you can't miss us.
Yes.
If you're really paying attention. We are doing amazing things. There are authors. There are psychologists. Like we are in every space, and being able to eventually provide an event where all of us just get together.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like that's where I see us.
Love that. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So real quick, rapid fire questions. You ready?
You ready? Yeah.
You ready?
Go.
You ready? Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Oh, me too. Oh, we knew this. We supposed to go on a pizza tour. We still got to go. No, seriously,
yes.
We got a pizza tour.
Yes, yes.
Favorite dessert?
Strawberry shortcake.
Ooh, me too. Favorite movie?
Oh, I'm gonna say Brown Sugar. Although Love and Basketball is right up there.
Brown Sugar. Favorite TV show?
Friends.
That's your favorite TV show? Like, out of all the shows you could have, Friends? With Smelly Cat. Are you kidding? Shavonne, seriously? Okay, I'll let you redeem yourself. My last question. I'm going to let you redeem yourself. Last question.
Okay.
Do you eat meat? You eat chicken?
Yes.
Okay. You eat wings? Shavonne, yes. This is important.
Yes, I eat wings.
Okay. Drums or flats?
Flats.
Shavonne. This interview is over. Take my mic off. Why? I'm a drum guy, Shavonne. It's easier to dip in the sauce. Let's go back to Friends, because I'm not over that. No living single. No.
I love living single. I do.
But Friends popped in your head.
Friends popped in my mind.
My God, Jesus.
And when you said Smelly Cat, I heard Phoebe.
You heard Phoebe. Now, that episode was funny. I give you that.
Oh
fine,
my gosh.
Fine.
I can't get it together.
That's all right. All right. Is there anything that you want to leave your audience with tonight besides Friends being your favorite show? Anything else?
Oh my gosh. I got tears. Well, not really. Just thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Um, I just encourage you guys to really, really, really take care of yourself, especially in today's environment. Um, I'm kind of tired of hearing this, but it's true. We are
Mm.
living in
Oh
unprecedented
yeah, it's true,
times,
especially now. Yeah,
especially now. And I need us to take care of ourselves.
yeah.
I need us to be very intentional about that. Even down to don't leave the house without somebody knowing where
Where
you
you
are.
are, yeah.
That's not PK specific, but yeah, we need to be looking out for each other.
No,
We
for
need to
sure.
be taking care of ourselves and seek the help that you need. Don't be too prideful and don't think you are weak. I think that's the thing.
Don't think you're weak.
Don't think you're
I
weak.
love that
It takes strength to take ownership of your growth.
for sure.
Um, and we need that more than ever. Nobody's going to do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I still have laughter in my chest.
That's all right.
But yeah,
Take your
nobody
time. Take your time. No, you're good.
nobody's going to do that for you. So really be prayerful,
Mm-hmm.
um, but also seek the help that you need and know that we are here. My information is out there.
Yes.
So email, inbox, whatever the case might be. But get the help that you need and know that there are a group of people who are constantly thinking about you,
Facts.
who is looking to develop things for you so
Yeah.
that you can get on the road to healing. And even if you don't need healing, there is a network for you that wants to support you in any way that we possibly can.
No, I
We're
love that.
here.
I love it. Listen, I hope you all enjoyed this time learning about Shavonne first, because Shavonne really is a phenomenal person, but also learning about Envision U, this organization that provides resources, a safe space, again, for you to just be as you become the next version of yourself. And I'm going to leave you with the tagline from the organization, which is "We are more than what you see." If you don't
Yes,
remember
yes.
anything else, remember we are more, not we, because I'm not a PK, let's put that out there, but I'm speaking on behalf of the organization. We are more than what you see. Again, I hope you enjoy PK's After Dark. I'm your host, PJ Owens. You can follow me on Instagram at IAMPJ Owens. And remember, we are more than what you see. I'll see you soon.
Thank you guys. Hey, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed the interview. I had a ball over here with the people who are on with me. I'm looking over to my left because I am looking for, here we go. I want to make sure my guests are represented here. We have the interviewer, Mr. PJ Owens, on.
Is Friends still your favorite show?
Yes.
Oh, so
I
fine.
am cracking up. And also, I have my best friend with me and also board member Priscilla E. Custis. And just to add that PJ is an advisor on our board. So we are super excited to have him as part of our team. And I had mentioned earlier, if you guys have any questions about anything we talked about on the interview, please go ahead and drop that in the chat and we will answer live. But first, let me just get reactions from Priscilla and PJ. Like, what are some of the things that maybe stood out to you besides Friends being my favorite? What are some of the things that may have stuck out to you during the interview?
So,
Oh, okay, I'll go first. I will say that how you handled everything was how you worded everything was really good. I always tell you that when you talk and how you hold yourself and represent yourself, it's always positive, even when it's like I always tell you, you're a better woman than me on some issues because I'm like, I would have handled it completely different. So just setting that example of how to handle different situations and also giving people good advice, like counseling, the importance of getting counseling and talking to someone. I think that was a highlight for me because we hear that we should talk to someone and seek to get things out. But then, do we always do that, or do we wait till something happens and then we're running to get some help and talk to someone, and things have built up? So I think that was a key thing that you shared that I feel people should really listen to.
Yeah, and that's not PK specific. I do think though, um, pastoral families are a little bit more vulnerable. Because for some reason, and I hear it randomly, not necessarily, well, I kind of experienced it a little bit, but I've definitely heard in other conversations that I've had with PKs that there's just an expectation that they should have broad shoulders and strong backs to carry everything. And nobody can. Nobody can on any level in life. So, I do feel like there's a little bit more of a vulnerability in pastoral families, especially when something happens that, breaks the chain a little bit, like death. Um, yeah, it's just like you got to keep going, you got to keep pushing, but nobody is built to handle those things alone. You need a community. And I truly believe that God has blessed us with people who um, have accomplished degrees so that we can sit down and talk in a safe place, and know that that information is not going to be out in the street.
Mm-hmm.
So I think um, I said it in the interview, but definitely counseling is the best thing that ever happened to me. I wouldn't trade it, and those weekly bills are worth it, I promise you. PJ, what do you think? What stood out to
I
you?
think I think your favorite show shouldn't be Friends. I don't care what you say.
It should be living single. I'm in agreement. I mean, when she got Friends the whole series, like every series for a Christmas gift, and she was excited.
I was.
Fine.
I
I
was so
thought you
excited.
did great in the interview. I love that we were able to do a deep dive into you first.
Mm,
I think that's important for people to know who you are as a person first, what you're about, besides just the things about being a PK. That's important because, again, like your tagline says, we're more than what you see. Show us the more.
mm,
Explain to us what that more is. And I think we started scratching that surface during that interview. So I think that was really good. And to just see you and your crazy laughs, your multiple laughs, that stood out to me because now I know if it's a certain laugh, I'm going to the car. The world can blow up. I'm going to the car. So I'm glad we saw your different laughs. And I just think overall it was just a good time to just really sit and chat. I learned some things about you, and also to just see your honesty and vulnerability when it comes to your family and your marriage. And you're a class act, Shavonne.
Oh, thank you.
You're a class act.
I appreciate that so much. And I enjoyed sitting down talking with you. And I definitely feel like there might be a part two and a part three. Um, because there's some other people that I would want to invite to the conversation, especially
Ooh,
around dating. Um,
ooh.
and a couple of other things, but that one stood out to me. And also just experiences, because I mentioned in there that I don't think people realize um, conversations they feel like are happening in confidential circles end up not being confidential, right? And I know there are people who have been really, really hurt by that. And some people um, have just become done with church as a result of that. I know people who have actually left the faith as a result of that. So yeah, I think that kind of can be something that we dive into, but also how do we bridge that gap? Because again, it's not that I just want to just air that stuff out. I want to get to a place where how do we begin reconciling those things? But I think the dating one would be really fun. I think that would be fun.
Ooh.
It'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen to see if there are any questions, but nobody dropped any questions in here yet. I'm
No
kind of
questions.
surprised.
Pam on there?
Huh?
Is Pam on there?
She is. Yeah, Pam is
But she's
on.
not on here.
Yeah, she was supposed to hop on this live. We calling you out on the live, Pam.
I told her I would.
I'm cracking up.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really didn't get into, um, I was talking about mine, and shouting out Pastor John Davidson again, and his children. Oh my gosh, they are amazing in the ministry of mine. But shouting them out for sure. Um, but I was talking about being really shy, and I didn't get into the reasons why I was so shy. Um, and that didn't have as much to do with me being a PK. That had to do with social stuff that was happening back in the 80s. Because at that time, we didn't move to Philadelphia until I want to say 1991. So when my dad first pastored, um, he pastored a church in Southwest Pennsylvania, coal mine town. So you understand what that environment was like. Um,
Mhm.
and going to school and experiencing racism at that young of an age, like, yo, that was, I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but that was one of the reasons why I became so shy. And I don't even know if I articulated that to my parents. I think they sort of kind of knew some things were happening, but I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm like, I don't even know if my dad knows this. But yeah, I went to a Christian school and whew, had some rough times. So that also helped with me trying to figure out, okay, this is what I'm growing up with my parents telling me at home. This is how I'm treated outside. You know what I mean? So that was a whole thing. But yeah, the
Mm.
ministry of mine was definitely something that helped begin getting me out of my shell, but
Mhm.
also was a safe place for me within a shell, kind of, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like straddling a little bit, but learning to come into a fullness. And then when I began doing my own choreography, that just kind of took me to another level of expression. So I will always be thankful for that ministry.
Come on, Paula Abdul over here.
Not
Talk about
Paula
doing my
Abdul.
own choreography. Come on, Paula.
Not Paula.
I'm crying. That is hilarious.
Yeah, sure, sure.
I'm the mime Paula Abdul.
Yeah, we like that.
I cannot.
I'm screaming. Was there anything else that you heard in the interview that you want to call out? I
Mm.
do want to call out Paulette Lee Solomon. I have to call her out because she, and I mentioned her when I listed out the first board members, but PK's After Dark is actually a name that she came up with. We didn't spin off the podcast until today, obviously, but I want to shout her out because that was her creative energy that gave us the name. So thank you so much, Paulette Lee Solomon. You know I love you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. So I'm not sure if you're on here now, but definitely wanted to shout you out and give you that.
Oh, she does the hair.
She does hair, yes.
Well, Paulette, can you do something for me?
You know what? Put your head back on. What are you getting done? Your beard.
You know.
Maybe I can get a little scalp massage.
You know what?
Fine. I
I
said I
know
was
she's
going to
gonna
be
holler when she sees it.
lazy. I'll be good. I'll call Paulette on my own without you, Priscilla.
I want to know about the appointment.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
need to
come.
know. You don't need to
I'm
know
coming
nothing.
to you get your hair massage. I'm like, is this what you was talking about?
I need
Make
it.
sure you get my dog. Take my dog to get his massage.
Shavonne, keep going. Keep going.
Oh my goodness. The other I am cracking up. He took off that hat. I was not ready. Um, the other person I want to shout out is Dr. Leonard Favorite. He is the pastor that I mentioned is my connection to counselors whenever I need to hit somebody up from across the country. So, thank you, Dr. Favorite, for your friendship, for your counsel, for your partnership. He is so supportive
Hmm.
behind the scenes, and I am so grateful to have a person like him. Um, in our corner because he's definitely going to be a part of how we expand, especially with linking people to counseling. So
Nice.
thank you, Dr. Favorite. Hopefully you see this video. I'll send it to you.
I think he was on.
Was he on?
I saw a comment or something from him, I thought, on YouTube. So I
Oh,
think
really?
he was on.
I didn't see it. I know I mentioned him in a comment, but I did not see that he commented. So
He was
yeah,
on there. Maybe I'm wrong.
but thank you again, Dr. Favor. I truly appreciate you. Let me see who else. I think I captured everything in my notes. Envision U Network is so excited because we get the opportunity to support the United Music and Arts Conference again this year by our fellow PK. He is the founder, Professor Craig Hayes. So definitely want to shout him out. So his
Mhm.
conference is in July and we are one of the sponsors. So we are excited to go back in fellowship with him and that entire crew. He has music that is out. Clap your hands. Make sure you go and download it. And also, Taking Good Care is out there. Make sure you go out there and download that song. I love Taking Good
That's my
Care.
song.
I love, love, love that song. So make sure you guys go
Thank
out and
you.
grab that.
Take,
Yeah.
take good care. Whoo. That thing. When I first listen to
Go
me.
You
ahead,
better praise
PJ.
him.
I first heard that song. No, this had to be about 12, 13 years ago. And I had went one Sunday, I went to LFT and it's two choirs at LFT. And Craig directs one of them, or he may not do it anymore. And they sing that song. I cried for about an hour.
It takes you
It's
there.
such a good song.
It's a really
It
good song.
really is. And I told him one time, like, I am finding myself in a place again where I cannot even end a prayer without quoting something that's a part of that song. That song gets you right
It's so
here.
good.
It gets you right
That's a
here.
heartfelt song.
It really is. So if you have not
Yeah.
downloaded that, make sure you download Taking Good Care and Clap Your Hands. And he has new music coming out soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Um, and there are, some other things that we've been supporting behind the scenes. I'm not going to mention them right now until things start moving and shaking a little bit. But definitely, we are a network that is looking to support our own. So if you have books, if you have music, if you have movies, whatever the case might be, we want to be a part of that journey to help you move forward in some way, shape, or form.
Love it.
So yeah, I will buy your book. I will buy your ticket. We're going to do what we have to do to support each other because I said it in there. We are doing amazing things. We are in a space where you cannot enter an industry without bumping into a PK.
Mhm.
PKs are out here killing it, and we definitely want to support in every way that we possibly can. Is there anything I am missing?
Yes.
What?
You're missing on telling people how they can complete the survey, as well
Oh,
as how they can support PK's or Envision U Network. So the different ways that they can help us out in doing all the things that we want to do.
okay. So, and I didn't do a slide for this, and I should have. So, right now, if you want to support financially, you can cash app us at dollar sign VPK, no, TPKTB, the PKs talk back, right? So, I didn't switch that over to Envision U quite yet. So, you can do that TPKTB. In order to get to the survey that we talked about, you can go to www.envisionunetwork.com and scroll down to the bottom of the screen, and you'll see a QR code that'll take you right to the survey. The other thing that we are still looking for, if you're interested in joining us in the infrastructure building and all of that, we are still looking for board members. So if you're interested in that, you can inbox us. You can email us at thank you so much. I appreciate you. You can email us. You can
Yes, my mom.
you can inbox us on Facebook or on Instagram, and we will send you the link for the board information because there is an application that we would ask you to complete. So survey, board application, Cash App.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us
Follow
on
us on
Facebook.
Instagram. I thought I
YouTube.
did have a thing for that.
Subscribe, share with your
Subscribe to our
family.
YouTube because we will be doing more interviews. Um, we will definitely be doing more interviews. Um, there might be another part from me coming back, or a group of us. I definitely know there will be a group of us. And then we have some other folks lined up. So our goal is to do this every quarter. Um, so I am totally looking forward to the different types of conversations that we'll have. Periodically, I'll hop on and just talk on not necessarily on YouTube, but on our Instagram and Facebook pages. I will get on there and just share some things that are happening, some thoughts that I think might be relevant. But we also want to hear from you, so make sure you interact with us. Anything else? All right, I think I'm going to give you your evening back. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Priscilla, for being on. Marquetta was on, but she had an emergency, so we're definitely keeping her lifted. So you didn't get the opportunity to meet Marquetta. I also mentioned Jerry Wright. And I did tell her that I called her out and she just laughed at me. So, but we definitely want to keep Jerry and her entire family in our prayers as well. And we thank all of you who stayed on and interacted with us and listen to the interview. Hopefully, you found some encouragement in there. Thank you, PJ, once again for doing the interview. I so enjoyed hanging out with you. And we got to get pictures when we go out on our pizza tour.
We won't even tell the world. Let's just get off a line and say that.
Yeah.
Because I got a new spot.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the spots yet. No.
I got a new spot. I went Saturday. Don't even worry about it.
Wait a minute.
You went to get
Oh
pizza
my God.
without us?
It's been real, everybody.
I did.
We gotta go.
I was hungry and y'all tens across the board.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, we're going to make that happen soon. Because my birthday
Soon.
is on Easter Sunday. So sometime during that period,
Say less.
you got to hit it up.
Group chat.
Yep.
All right, family.
Yep.
I love y'all so much. Thank you for
I love you
hanging
guys.
out with
Everybody.
us. We'll talk to you soon.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.